Top 10 biggest football stadiums in the world. Hello and welcome to Typical Football. Today we take a look into the 10 biggest football stadiums in the world. Number 10. Number 10 in this list is the ANZ Stadium in Australia. Also known as Stadium Australia, the ANZ Stadium is a multi-purpose stadium which was originally built to host the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Having been used to host athletics, rugby league, rugby union, Australian rules football, cricket, motorsport and American football in addition to football, it is fair to say that hosting Socceroos games is only one of the many uses for the vast arena. The capacity for this stadium is 82,500 people. Number 9. The 9th stadium in this list is the Salt Lake Stadium in India. This stadium is the second largest sports stadium in India. The Salt Lake Stadium has been home to the Indian national team as well as East Bengal since it opened in 1984. It has hosted the final of the U17 World Cup and its record attendance was an astonishing 131,781 in 1997 for the Federation Cup semi-final, making it one of the biggest football stadiums in the world. The capacity for the stadium is 85,000 people. Number 8. The Burj Al Arab Stadium in Egypt. The 27th largest stadium in any kind of the world, the Burj Al Arab Stadium opened in 2009 and became the home of the Egyptian national team. It was built as part of Egypt's unsuccessful bid to host the 2010 World Cup and features parking for 5,000 cars, 200 buses, as well as an airstrip. The capacity for the stadium is 86,000 people. Number 7 in this list is the Bukit Jalil National Stadium in Malaysia. The stadium is another multi-purpose stadium. The Bukit Jalil National Stadium was opened in 1998 and is the home of the Malaysian national team. Initially built to host the 1998 Commonwealth Games, it has featured numerous athletics events and regularly hosts large concerts such as Kelly Clarkson and Ed Sheeran. The capacity for this stadium is 87,411 people. Number 6 on this list of the biggest football stadiums is in Mexico City, Estadio Azteca Stadium. One of the most iconic football stadiums in the world, the Estadio Azteca was the first to hold 2 World Cup finals, with both the 1970 and 1986 tournaments being held in Mexico, and a third arriving in 2026. It was the venue for Diego Maradona's infamous Hand of God goal, and now hosts an NFL game per season to boot. The capacity for this stadium is 87,023 people. Number 5. We are now going into the top 5 of the biggest football stadiums in the world. Number 5 is one of the most famous football stadiums out there, the Wembley Stadium in England. Probably the most famous in the world and one that is known as the home of football. The original Wembley Stadium was demolished in 2002 and rebuilt with only the famous Wembley arches remaining. The new Wembley is the home of England's football team, but it also hosts several NFL games per season and is a world-class venue for all sorts of concerts. The capacity for this stadium is 90,000 people. Number 4. The Rose Bowl Stadium in the United States. A dubious entry to the list, owing to the fact that the stadium was not built for football and does not currently have a football team of any sort playing there. However, due to its rich footballing history, the Rose Bowl makes the cut, one of only 2 stadiums to host the finals of both the Men's and Women's World Cups, the former in 1994 and the latter in 1999. It also was the home of LA Galaxy for 6 years between 1996 and 2002. An incredibly historic stadium, it was opened in 1922 and is better known for hosting athletics and American football. The capacity for this stadium is 92,542 people. Number 3. The First National Bank Stadium is the number 3 biggest stadium in the world. This stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa, is the home for football club Kaizer Chiefs. This giant dual-purpose football and rugby stadium is one of the 3 biggest football stadiums in the world and hosts the South African football and rugby teams, as well as club-side Kaizer Chiefs. The First National Bank Stadium, or FNB Stadium for short, is also known as the Calabash, a South African pot which its shape resembles. It is a special place within South Africa as it was the venue for Nelson Mandela's first speech in Johannesburg after his release from prison in 1990 and hosted the 2010 World Cup final when Spain defeated the Netherlands. The capacity for this stadium is 94,736 people. Number 2. The second one on this list is also a very popular football stadium. Camp Nou, Spain. Maybe the most iconic club ground in the world and infuriatingly close to the 100,000 capacity mark, but just falling short. The new camp is simply a cathedral of football. The beautiful ground is one of the most iconic landmarks in the famous European city, and it is a must-visit for any visiting football fan. Opened in 1957, it has worked in tandem with Barcelona's famous La Masia Academy to provide the world with some of the greatest football the world has ever seen. The capacity for this stadium is 99,354 people. The biggest stadium in the world of football is the Ringrado 1st of May Stadium in Pyongyang, North Korea. The largest stadium in the world by a country mile, yet probably the least accessible to the outside world, and one shrouded in controversy. Built between 1986 and 1988 as a direct response to South Korea hosting the Olympics, the Ringrado 1st of May Stadium was a statement that North Korea was a more legitimate nation than their southern neighbors. In addition to any football matches played by North Korea, it was often used to host huge tributes to the nation's president at the time. Sitting atop our list of the biggest football stadiums in the world, you can only imagine the view from the back. The capacity for this stadium is 150,000 people. Thanks for watching this video from Typical Football. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a nice day!